cuddle folds. When the creases cover up our shoulders, enveloped, we almost forget to breathe. The stones lay in flower beds, you arranged and rearranged them to fit. It's creative fingers green, like the perfect mother I'd ever seen. Creature comforts when we're cold, a cocoon to curling cuddle folds. And when the creases cover up our shoulders, enveloped, we almost forget to breathe.
What's up, everybody? Nick Blazier here again with more streaming live from the Gibraltar Backgammon Championship. In this round, we have the semifinals of the second chance bracket coming up. 9-point match played between Geoff Hall and Anna Parker, both of the UK. So I'm going to share a little bit about exactly where we're at in the tournament with this and stuff. We can see here's the prize distribution for kind of the levels we're at. In last match, we saw what was going on with the undefeated finals. So now in the second chance bracket, the loser of the last round, the quarterfinals, still took home a decent chunk of money with that 670 pounds. The loser of this match will still take home 1,500. The loser of the second chance finals, still 3,000. Then we're going on to play for these top prizes up top. So we're starting to get into the money and starting to be where when the wins and losses matter quite a bit for the outcomes of the tournament financially and everything like that. So exciting stuff. We can take a look over at the brackets here too, play around a little bit and see what the path of each of these players were. I haven't looked at this yet. So if we look at Anna Parker, we can see she got a bye in the first round, was able to, got knocked out by Zdeněk Žižka really early on. Okay. And so we go straight to the second chance bracket from there. And what was her path from there? She's had to win a lot of matches to get here then, I imagine. Taking out Chris Rogers early, Ricardo Malis, Frank Frigo, all some strong players there. And then I guess after these three, they move on to the second sheet here, where let's see where she had to work through on this page. Nothing on the second one. What about, oh, here we go, up top. So we see she took out Frank Frigo to move on and play against Kenji Shimodaira. And I'm not sure who Rome is there, but it looks like she made it through that match as well. And on in the quarterfinals, she played against Vincent Dinardi, who we saw on stream earlier in the week, a couple days ago. So, or maybe yesterday. I don't know. Time flies. So yeah, it's been a lot of matches and a long run for her to get here. I wonder, how did Geoff Hall get here? It looks like he only has one match on the first. Yeah. Lost in the first round as well and has taken a long ride through the second chance. So mostly 9-point matches for him too. If we look over here for Geoff Hall, where does he show up in this bracket? He's straight to the second bracket in the other one here. Let's see. Yeah, he must be in this bracket too. What am I talking about in this second chance? I think he's got to be interesting. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why I can't find him in here, but I imagine he's had to take a ride through this side of the bracket too. I'm not sure how they split up the brackets exactly and things like that here. But yeah, I can definitely see he had to play through a couple rounds here against some like strong players and on to this day. This is the final side of it. Yeah. Oh, knocked out Mislav Kovacic. Okay, always a strong one. And it looks like he defeated through Eva Ziskova too. And did he? Okay, I'm not sure. I think I just had the image of who he beat in the last round too. Let me go look at this on a different tab real quick and I can report that. Yeah, he just got done beating Gaz Owen. So Gaz Owen was the undefeated semifinalist that came through to here. Apparently he was able to make his way through Vetch and then lost to Geoff Hall in the quarterfinals. So that's how we got Geoff Hall here. So it's been a long run and a lot of matches over the last 2 days to get to where we are. And yeah, I'm excited to see what these players can do. If we bring up the player room there, we can see still a lot of backgammon action going on today. Not sure exactly what time they're going to start. I'm waiting on an update in info for that to find out exactly when they're going to start. But I started the stream pretty much as soon as they finished their quarterfinals match, and we knew the matchups were going to be, so probably a 15-minute wait. Maybe starting at 11 a.m. is a good guess here. But yeah, I wanted to kind of set you guys up for what we have in store and let you know what's at stake in this next match. So we're going to find out who one of the second chance finalists are from this matchup, and then we'll stream that second chance finals later tonight at 2200 Gibraltar time, which should be 3 p.m. U.S. Central time, my time here. So looking at those prizes again, once we get over there, we can see, oh, sorry, this is the finals. We wanted to look at this one. Yeah. So they'll be playing for that 3,000 euros second chance finalist for a chance to win at least 6,000 as the full tournament finalist and 13.5 almost up top. So exciting stuff. I'm going to send you guys back to the ads for a little bit, and we'll be back with Backgammon soon. Thank you so much, everybody.
Like
All right. Looks like the players are coming to the board here. I don't know if that means they're getting started really shortly here, but I figured I'd cut back over to my microphone. Got them on the right sides and stuff. Yeah, two players I haven't gotten to commentate on matches before, but certainly met Anna Parker out at tournaments before. See her out all over the place. I'm not as familiar with Geoff Hall. But interesting matchup in that they both were eliminated very early from the undefeated side of the bracket and have had to claw their way back through a long run through the second chance side. So yeah. Exciting to make such a run this far along. As I've shared before too, they're playing for quite a bit up top. I believe it's going to be 9. Monte told me it'd be 9. I got to go switch if it's not. Is it 11 now? Okay, let me fix my transcription then. They're playing. File, new. Okay. We're going to play 11 instead of 9. Got it. Not too surprising that'd be different in the... Okay. Cool, but I'm getting the message that they're ready, so we'll get started really soon here. But cool, let's switch over to the board so we're ready for that. You guys are getting a shot of the player room there while we were waiting. Still a lot of backgammon going on, of course. 11-point match to decide who's going to take away all this money. Loser of the semifinals, like I said, is going to take $1,500 here. Winner is going to be guaranteed at least $3,000. Playing on for $6,000 or $13,000 up top in the match after that. Excellent. We'll see how they get set up here. I'm always rooting for a 4-3 in the opening for some reason. There we go. Looks like we're getting the headphones set up. Getting serious for this high-stakes 11-point match. Yeah, I'm always curious if anyone feels like how much people feel the pressure of being near the money in these kinds of positions. Well, very bright shirts from both of them. I wonder what they're negotiating over the board here. if they've done their hedging deals or anything like this. But this one's worth a lot, so players tend to do things like that. Maybe Arda's got to stop by and talk to him too. You never know. But yeah, it looks like we're pretty close to getting started here. Oh, they're negotiating what dice to use. Something that'll look nice on the stream, ideally. Mate is probably asking them. Yeah. Maybe she's going to go find some nicer ones for the stream for us. But yeah, we kind of did some bracket hunting on there. You can see the playroom there too. Getting started with this 11-point match pretty quickly. After this, I guess in about 4 hours from now is when the second chance second chance finals should play. Oh, look at that. We got someone in chat that finally made it through the 1 day waiting period. Welcome. Thank you so much. I've been working hard at it. It's actually, when I'm at home on my computer, like comfortable with all the setup and stuff like that, I mean, transcribing and doing commentary at the same time is not that bad. A lot of times what's difficult about transcribing at a tournament is that the computers can be like under-resourced. And if the CPU is struggling to keep up, then Extreme Gammon slows down a bunch, and then you have to wait for the program to get like through the moves and give hints and things like that. And that's when I feel like you fall off on transcription. And I've got like a nice enough streaming computer here that I don't have to worry about that at all. It seems to be handling plus just fine. Plus I'm comfortable with it. So yeah, it's been pretty easy to keep up with. Welcome, John. John says Anna and Geoff are doubles partners. Okay. So they know each other's games is what you're saying. I don't remember seeing John Barnes on the brackets. Seems like a short trip. Surprised not to see you out there competing in Gibraltar. John Barnes is rooting for one of these players. You may guess who. All right, here comes the clock. Oh, we had to go get a clock, not better dice. Okay. The dice, I think, will show up. We'll be fine. I've actually been able to see those pretty well. I don't know if it's something with the lighting in there, but the glare on the dice is pretty rare. So it's been nice to be able to see that. We almost got Jurgen Orlovsky with the dice app on the phone. I thought they were going to play with that in the first match. I was super excited about that. Not everyone wants to play with apps and things like that. So let's go back to the board view. So they chose to use regular dice. But I don't know. I don't know what that feels like relative to, rolling the dice certainly feels like part of the game. But it's so much nicer for many reasons to not have to deal with like cock dice and not dealing with glare on the screen and all these things. I don't know. For practicality purposes, it's pretty good. But for nostalgia or something, we got to roll the dice around, right? It feels like a different sort of random. There we go. Gearing up. Getting the headphones ready. I'm on a pretty significant delay here, so if anyone ever wonders about that too. We do try to be careful and make sure that like everyone's worried about players being able to listen to like XG or commentary or something like this, but so we've tried to make sure that it's not like us making it simple for players to listen in or anything like that. But usually it's just a distracting environment, lots of noise, lots of people talking. Everyone's kind of having fun and busted out by the end of the tournament. So it gets noisiest right when the most important matches are going on, So you got to do something to keep your focus. Headphones are the best way I've found to do that for sure. I knew it. It's a 3-4, but the wrong way. Okay, Anna knows the 2 down play. Normal opening wins a lot of gammons. 5-2, I think, tends to split anyway, even after down plays, but that tends to be close. Usually after our opponent plays down, we like to play down as well, 5-2 being an exception. 6-2 could make the bar to avoid leaving direct shot, but the 4 point's pretty good too. Distribution looks a lot better after the 4 as well. I like that play. Nice. And double 5s. Can't escape with the back checkers at all. It's going to make the 3 point, and that's all it can do, really, from the midpoint. And that'll give Geoff a nice racing lead, but Anna definitely with the positional advantage here. And so being positionally ahead, what should she do with this? Does she want to clean up or double hit? I think the double hit seems reasonable here. Why not? She's got a lot of material in the zone. We're going to go for it. Lack of options. Cleaning up to the 4 doesn't seem like much fun. And Geoff is going to enter 1. And what is this now? We're not quite ahead in the race. We have 10 in the zone. Slightly better board. Doesn't feel like enough advantage, but we've got this like tempo feel that makes us tempted to think about the cube for sure. 6-3 can make the 3 point. It can hit loose. It can't cover on the ace. Maybe just making another board point is nice, but we really don't like our opponent making the 5. So I would have been fairly conflicted there between the top 2 plays. And another fan, this is going to be too much now. I think the cube is coming. And look at this. He can actually still take with his race and the impurity of the structure, but I would have a hard time accepting this cube. Looks like a lot of gammons when we get attacked. And like it's a long way to turn it around. So understandable pass by Geoff. We're going to start with 1 point for Anna here. Anna with a clean game. Yes, Mrs. Bubbles commenting on transcription gets a lot harder when players are making illegal moves. It's very true. It doesn't take much to change this 4-3 play to a splitting play, by the way, but still 2 down with just a 1 point lead. Seems, I mean, all of them are going to be reasonable no matter what. Now the 2-1 gets to slot in response. I like that play. And 4-6 is going to get to hit twice now. Okay. Was making a board point anyway, but of course taking 2 checkers back and escaping one of our own. I mean, I think this is one of these cases where even though we don't have any new board points, we can have enough for a cube in this spot. I think we're threatening to make a board point or point on head. It feels very strong. Just shy of it. She correctly rolls through it. 5-4 makes the 5 point. Maybe that's our best distribution. Yeah, we can't point on head. Would love to prevent the anchor. 4-1 is going to go ahead and anchor up on the 21. And now Geoff has plenty of life in this position. And a little bit further from a cube after that. 3-2, I think, can come around the bend to the 11. And then do we want to make it or step up and try to escape? Wow, I'm not really sure. I mean, it's hard to pass up making a point. So I like this play for sure. But they're both very close. Yeah, interesting. 4-2 is going to make Geoff's first piece of structure to give Anna a little bit of trouble escaping. She's just looking to run and try to consolidate on this racing lead for now. But the 6-1 can make the bar point. Is it worth giving up the midpoint here to block that 24? Maybe. Looks pretty strong. I think I would go for it as well. But look at this. Just running is like fine just to play into our game plan as well. We get to spread out. We don't give up the midpoint. Solves a lot more of our escape problems. The 2-4. The 4 is coming down. Maybe we play 2 down to a contain, but it's tempting to try to get those 24-point checkers working. They feel a little misplaced there. 2 down, best for building and containing though. And now with all these fly shots, Anna wants to pause and think about the cube. I think she's still got work to do here. 6s. Ooh, this is not so great. I think we can at least hop out to the 18 and play the rest from the 13 and 11. So not quite destroying our prime yet. But yeah, we're going to be completely out of time and having to jump out into a quadruple shot just to avoid, shifting points that we don't want to move around. Yeah, and she's looking in, like, afraid to come out into that quadruple shot. If she's afraid enough, she can find a play like making the deuce here. But it just doesn't really help us enough. We have that stack. We have trouble clearing the 11 later, maybe. So even though we're not likely to get away with coming out to the 18, it preserves the rest of our structure most effectively. And so she's going to make the 2 point and come out with this and keep the 11 as a link. Interesting. Okay. Finds a little bit of a mix there. Looks a little stiff in front there, but let's see, 6-1. That gets to hit and make the bar point and leave a lot of blots around. It's a little scary. A lot of returns from the roof there. Oh, look at this. Was this the best play? Did I just miss that and she found shifting to the deuce was actually strongest? Wow, okay, nice find. Very nice find. I would have thought for sure just clearing the 11 was better. Feels pretty natural to make the bar, but I guess it's just all the blots around that he wants to think about. What else could we do? Like 9 to 8 with it or something like this? I'm not sure if that feels like it reduces shots. I don't really see a better option. Yeah, it looks like he's thinking about this to reduce the number of blots around and number of returns from the bar, but the 7 is a nice improvement, renting from the roof. Once again, Anna's going to pause and think about it with all these shots, but even when she hits, Geoff has decent timing for his double anchor game, so not a ton of market loss in this sequence that I can see. I think it's stepping all the way up to the edge to try to escape, and flattening out 6 to 5 must be pretty nice. I don't think we want to create a difficult point in clearing to switch 11 to 10. We just want to work on getting the checker out before our opponent has good structure to prime us. Nice play there. Ah, it's not a school holiday is the issue for John Barnes. I got it. Okay. 6-1 looks like it can make the 7 twice, but it's tough to pass up making the 5, of course. And it looks like he wants to do that and just proceed forward. Is this right? Wow. Very nice find. Okay. I would have been tricked into another weak play there. But okay, 6-3 gets to run. Aces is going to keep the escape from happening for now, cover, and then advance to the 10. And now a 5 prime to contend with, but 4 checkers to work around and not a lot of timing to do it. I think I still like Geoff's side of it, but plenty of fight left in this position. Yeah, I don't see many deuces other than 7 to 5. 4-3. What can this do? He's going to hit off the edge. Yeah, okay, maybe he doesn't need to get moving from the back, huh? Yeah, I suppose. We can close out first, and it's not so hard to break free from the 21 point there. Here, I think, yeah, the 11's not doing us that much. We get a spare on the 7, so we don't have to, like, crack our structure. This seems nice to me. And now a 5th checker back for Geoff. So has that nice 5 prime, but needs it to do a lot of work. Ouch, and 3s are going to crack somehow. He might choose to play 24 to 21 with one of them, but it feels a little risky. For sure, we have to break. Oh, we can make the switching play. Yeah, this is a nice find. So at least we take a tempo away and then step up with it. Yeah, I like that. That's a very interesting play. I almost missed it. I was trying to decide between breaking the 8 or the 7. Seemed very difficult. Oh, this is a huge response from Anna, though. Gonna at least make the 3 points, I think. It could continue on to the ace, but it feels a little better to just make the point and challenge our opponent to try to anchor up on the ace again. Even if they do, their game's not that strong. So I'm going to stay pure here, I think, instead of going for the double hit. Our opponent does still have a strong board, too, so we don't want to be hit. Yeah, and then this 7 to 5 for distribution looks nice. I like the play. Ooh, double aces gets to reestablish it and remake the 7 if it wants. Or is it switching and doing something like this again? If we make the 6, then our last ace looks pretty bad. So maybe... How do we configure this better, though? Wow, what an awkward roll. Maybe I give up 6s and 5s and just break the 8. Maybe that's okay. I don't like having one set back, but I need the pure structure to win this somehow, now that Anna's filled everything she's got in. Wow, the 3 to 2 with it. That's a really, I mean, I thought about it, but I can't imagine why I wouldn't prefer to have the 4-point board. I guess when our opponent enters, they can still get stuck behind us is part of it. So there's like a theme of like having the opportunity to go forward quite a bit here. Yeah, Jeff's play makes a lot of sense to me. I like it. And now Anna really feels like she's in the blender thinking about, am I going to lose my market when I roll a 6 or 5? I don't think by enough. So I think she can afford to roll this one almost certainly. Definitely nice to see women in the semifinals. And she's going to send this Cuban. All right. A little bit early there. Jeff's going to find an easy take. Let's see if she can at least cash in on her threat. Hits the 6. I think we want to clear the 7 soon, so we don't really love to place a checker on it from 11 to 7, and it's not in range of being hit anyway. So I like this choice to just advance to the 13, try to get closer to home. 4-2 is going to enter and clean up 7 to 5. Backgammon 77 asks what we're doing here. Watching backgammon, talking about it. I think the blocking point in the 8 is actually worth something here for a roll. We could just play in, but if my opponent rolls a 4, now they have to like break their structure and things like that. So for one roll, I think I want to have the 8. I think it's just like a tactical nice thing to have, even though we might have difficulty clearing it later. And it looks like she's on that idea of just which is the better one to bring home and not even really thinking about the 8. So it doesn't seem to be on the radar of like a tactical thing we could do here. So she's going to pass it up and try to choose the best of non-pointing options. The 5 is going to come out, and I think we just want to continue to spend all the pips from the back there in case we're hit. Yep. Nice find by Geoff. 6-3 is going to come down to the 7, so we're forced to place a spare kind of on the 7 now. And 3 just 6-3 for lack of options playing behind. So getting to have some structural issues. Anna is on the way home, running out of spares and such. Needs to clear that 7 points safely before too much gets stacked on the 3 and the 2. Double 5s is going to make some work in that direction. Not too bad. Takes the first checker off. Risking leaving it shot soon with only 1 off, though. So this can definitely work for Geoff. Game working out okay. 6-2, I think we want to liberate a checker from the outfield. And 10-8 actually seems nice for interaction with the board and maybe making that point. But continuing can't be too far off. 3-2. I don't know if we need to pre-clear the 6 or not. We could clear the 5. Wow. I didn't think about that at first. That seems like that's going to leave a lot of shots down the road. 2 off is always my instinct default to just peel and not have stacks back there. But it could be 6-3, 2 off makes some sense too. We should get rid of the 5 point. Wow. That's a weird one. I couldn't convince myself that that's actually safer. But it's 1 less point to clear. So, okay. I can buy that. Understandable mistake to be certain. 5-1. Well, the 5 is forced, so I think we're going to remake it with 6-5 after. 6-1. It looks like John's playing in 12-6 and then just shuffling inside 5-4 probably, but he's going to take the crossover instead. Okay. Trying to save some gammons as well, I guess, instead of spreading out and focusing on making the 5 prime a little bit better to play that offensively. 4-3. Okay. Well, we could make the deuce, but I guess he's trying to save gammons too by running here. Interesting. So much better to stay and force some bad 2s and things like that, not allow other options when Anna does have to leave a shot. So better to sit on the anchor. This is a common theme. Usually when the point has 2 checkers, we like to stay there. When it has 3 and could potentially break, with certain numbers and also leave a direct, then we like to open that up. I don't think there's a way to do it there. But so now Geoff has to decide if he wants to try to stay back for the double shot or not, and decides to just work on the gammon saving pips again instead. Okay, so I think he's given up a little bit of pressure that he could be keeping on Anna here. 5-4. There's our first shot. And we would have been getting a double shot on that, unfortunately. So big swing on that one. Didn't save enough gammons to justify it, but was going to have to waste pips to do it for sure. So 4-4 is a swing and a miss. I don't think it wants to split the 24 now. This is confusing, though. We allow some playable 5s, but maybe we have to waste like 4 more pips in gammon saving. So he's going to go ahead and just focus on that theme too again. Yeah, opens up the 5-1, which is quite a bummer. All plays ran pretty close, though. 6-6 is going to do plenty of gammon saving work. Interesting that he wants to take the crossover and waste the 2 pips. Ooh, 6s is going to put the gammon threat back on. Okay, he's going to have to roll well to not lose it still. Can't afford to miss crossovers here. 5-3 is going to come in, and I don't know how many rolls get off, but not all of them by any means. Most aces and deuces I don't think get there. Double 2s is just enough. So probably an underdog. Yeah, 3-2 not enough, and he's going to lose a gammon. That might have been the couple pips he wasted with the 6 in. Might have been the difference there. Wow. Always unfortunate when it matters like that. So resigns a gammon. On we go to 6 away, 11 away now. Nice early lead for Anna here. This is one where we start to adjust pretty significantly. It's so the recubes are coming in so fast, and Anna almost never going to get a recube herself. Her gammon value is going down. That we get some pretty aggressive opening cubes if Geoff can get out to any sort of advantage. I found that by just kind of comparing action between 11 away, 6 away, and scores like 4 away, 3 away, and 3 away, 2 away, and found that they were a pretty good mirror. Okay, after the 3-2 split, yeah, we're going to hit loose for sure, and then do we split or not? I would imagine we split along with it. Seems reasonable to me. Oh, we can actually just split instead of hitting. Interesting. Wouldn't find that. 2's entering, 6 is hitting. Position shaping up to be volatile, so if Geoff can avoid Anna making an anchor, he'll likely have a lot of good cubes early in this game. 4, I think, wants to enter high and put pressure on the blots around. Definitely want to cover one way or the other. So Anna with the first board advantage. Geoff with his 6-4. What can this do? He's got a small racing lead, so maybe he has options to play from the rear here. Looks really too front-loaded to make the bar twice. So I feel like either we have to cover with one and do something with the back checkers with the other. However we want to do that. But we should just stack it up. Interesting. Okay. Okay. I guess it's a lot of material in the zone for when our opponent doesn't anchor, and it avoids just stepping into it here. This is a tricky play for me. John Barnes with inside info on Anna's cube tendencies. 5-3 can escape to a losing race or make a point. It's a little bit scary to sit in front of this like distribution though. So, oh yeah, we can anchor. Of course. This is what we need to do. We need to negate the threat of these stacks here somehow. So, anchor, best way to do that. 6-1 needs to make progress towards escaping. Can run 23-16. Sure, looks good. And Anna finds a 5-5. This can just escape to a race. No, I think she needs to go 21-16 first. For sure, she's not even touching the anchor, so she must not see that she's going to be ahead in the race after the play, and misses an opportunity to just play the simple game and escape that way. Yeah. Okay, 5-5. Not going to hit, and it can't come around to safety anywhere either. Maybe the best place for it is just to park on the 5. Ahead 10 in the race afterward. We can come around the bend that way too. Yeah, I guess. Sure, just challenging the anchor this way too seems fine. 5-4 is going to miss, but a very close race. So once all the gammons are gone, let's see. Then we don't adjust the cube quite as much as we do at sensitive scores. Usually it's just a race, so the take points are going to play pretty similarly. So yeah, I think he is a small favorite, but definitely not enough of one to send even at this score. And it becomes less of an error because the recubes aren't going to hurt him as much. But we can see not really at risk of losing his market. And so no rush to send the cube. 4-1 is going to have to find some safe way to play. Oh, yeah. Sure. He can link the blots up. I was thinking about something like 10-6, but this must be better distribution. And still working on getting a bigger race advantage, filling in the 5 points. 3-1 is going to slot the 5, certainly, and maybe 3 to deuce as well, just to flatten out and get ready. 5-3. It could make the 5 point, but I don't think it's worth it here. I think we can just clear the midpoint. Why don't we just break contact and focus on our nicest game plan? Yeah, yeah. And we're only 2-1 favorite here still, so still not really in range of a cube. But the game is shaping up nicely and as best as it can. Given the start of the game, you know, this is where Geoff wants to be for sure. This is his ideal game plan. 6-4. Doesn't look like we can clear safely. We can play 10-6 and prepare to, though, and then just 8-2 behind seems fine. Yeah, this allows 2-3-4 combinations to leave, but it gives up a builder for the 5 point, maybe is why they were all close. So he loses 5-3, 5-2, 5-1 to fill in that gap. Potentially why the bot wants to leave it there. And in a close race, you know, like clearing isn't as urgent and having some blocking structure is worth quite a bit. 6-2. Man, he really doesn't have many of these numbers to play. This is an awkward, surprisingly awkward roll. So I think the only way we can play it is like 7-1 and 8-6. Otherwise, we're leaving shots and such. And yeah, this is very awkward looking. 2 can make the bar, and 3-2. We really want to get that spare off. Apparently, like a theme that Anna's not focused on. But that checker on the 3 point's so misplaced that getting to use an ace to put it where it wants to go on the deuce is very valuable. Just missed some small opportunities to do that. Not big stuff, but you know. 6-1 can clear a point. Clears the rearmost. Okay. And significant lead in the race now. Double 2s can... Okay, we finally get to cover the ace with it at least. And then 2s is going to come into the 5. And not a lot of safe clearing rolls for Geoff here. I'm not sure how he's going to get away with this one. This looks like 6-3 and make the ace. Why not? But needs like a set or a 3-4 to get into like cashing in this race. 5-4. I don't think Anna can afford to come off the anchor here, but she does have a blot behind and a way better board. Maybe it's not so bad, but we're not like burning checkers yet, so I guess I would just play it on that side and think about making a running play next roll if I'm like forced off. We definitely don't want to do something like switch from the 6 to the deuce though. We need the pure structure to capitalize on shots when we get them. But running out of time for that. 4-2 is going to be forced to clean up 3-1, I think, for lack of options with deuces. And so along with that, I think I like the 6-2 and keep myself spread out there instead of getting stripped on the 7 point. Oh, a little bit better to just strip that and hope to clear with doubles, I guess. Interesting. Probably make the same mistake. 5-2. So this one, I think instead of giving up our board, we should just go. Now we have 2 dead checkers behind us. We're not worried about being attacked or closed out. It's time to play a single checker anchor. Of course, we pay off to the 6-2 and 6-3 and 3-2. We're sad when those happen. But it's so much worse when we do finally get the contact and can't capitalize on it when we break our board. So it's just a play you have to go for, and we have the upside too. Even if we're pointed on, well, maybe we enter on the 22 and get better contact instead. All right, and now Geoff wants to think about the cube here. With the broken board, the contact's not so scary. Not winning a ton in the race, though, so it still doesn't really feel like much to me. But 5-3 is going to continue. I don't think he wants to clear the 10 and volunteer. I would continue to just not leave shots and see if my opponent goes first. Both with really ugly structure, though. 2s is not going to have the option to run, but it preserves the 5 point board. This is the last roll that it will. Just enough room to play all that. 6-1 is going to clear from the front to avoid leaving a shot. And 5-2 forced to run. And still no cube here with the weak board here. Still need to get by. The 2-1 can potentially reduce contact. Yeah, this could get us to a cube. I like the hit and continue. Sure. 5 enters higher, which is nice. And so fives can pick and pass some of them. 5-2, 5-3, 5-4. 5-1 makes the point. 5-5 is great. 5-6 is going to volunteer at least a shot, though. Probably not a double shot. I think there's a lot of swing on this roll, and maybe it's time to get it in. Yeah, but he passes up the opportunity to cube. Okay. Going to play conservatively with that. That could be a fun match if Geoff is like super conservative with the cube and Anna's super aggressive with it. Nice to see how those disparities in style play out. I don't think we're volunteering shots when we're outboarded once again. So we're going to break the 3 now, I guess. It's getting ugly, though. Awful close. And what is this? 3-2 is going to come around and wait for contact for a little bit longer. I think it's gotten worse. I'd still consider a cube, but yeah, we're shy now. 4-2 is going to... I think we can just break the 6 here. I think this is destructive enough and our opponent can get pulled off with like a 6-5 or something like this, that it's worth waiting and not volunteering now. So rare that you give up the 6 point, though, before you can clear your outfield points, but if there's any sort of exception, this must be it. All right, understandable that he would choose to volunteer instead and keep that structure to help him get home. And 3-4 is going to hit for Anna, though. Okay, turns this game around. And I think if her opponent enters, I don't know for sure, but if he fans, it seems like a cube still, even at this score. She should come around for containment instead, not worried about being hit from the bar. And yeah, is this enough with the 7-pip lead, all the wastage, all this stuff? I think so. I'm not afraid to send it here, and our opponent can't take here either by a long shot. So yeah, looks like she should continue on to 5 away, 11 away. Oh, 5 away, 11 away is the one that I did in my book, along with 7 away, 11 away. I remember now. Before I wrote that book, I always remembered as a rule of thumb, like in a long match, being ahead roughly 4 points started to matter. Started to change how we approach the cube by a lot. It's a nice little like rule of thumb, but probably more specifically relevant to the kinds of matches we play a lot, like 9s, 11s, and 13s. So maybe in a longer match that wouldn't be the case. Gets in the double, no gammons, no reason to play on too good. And so Geoff gonna let this one go, and here we are at 5 away, 11 away. Nice lead for Anna so far. Huge turnaround on that one too. Could have been more points that that Geoff lost there for sure. He had an opportunity to send a cube. (3-2) with the trail in the match. He's going to go for the down play. Could just be a style thing, but who knows. 4-2 is going to make a point. Nice roll for Anna. 3-2. Can't play 2 down again. I think we can make the 10 and split now. Out of time for too much else. We could do something like slot 8 to 5 and make the 11. I like that interaction there too, but I think a little bit better to just cover the 10 and work on splitting. This 11 to 9 variant, not too far off. Gonna avoid being blitzed with the double 5s too, so works out for him. And now well down in the race, he needs to focus on his priming structure. And Anna gonna be under pressure to get those back checkers moving. 3-5 is a good way to do it. Hops out and hits with the better board. So advantage in this game for Anna as well. What is this, a 2-4? This is, yeah, it's a bit loose to like break the midpoint to hit, but what else can we do? It's getting scary. I think it'd be fine at normal scores to think about cubing here at the positional advantage, but I don't think we're finding anything with this big match lead. I think we got to get a little bit further along here. All right, takes outfield control, sends a 4th back with 2 back, so Anna in great shape in this game. Huge role for Geoff, though, to be able to make the 20 there. And returns fire on the 16 again for a 5th checker back. So Geoff again with the double anchor game, this time the ace and the 5 though. They don't tend to play well together. He needs to improve that somehow. Even making the 23 instead of the 24 would be so much stronger. But still going to be making back game types of plays like 6-3 pure slotting, I think. This makes a lot of sense to me. And at the score, this is going to be really hard for Anna to get a bot approved cube in. 5-2 can just escape and try to simplify. I like this play. And I think Geoff has decent timing for this game. So this ace, it's like essential to play 24-23, I think. Out to the bar, I'm less certain about. We could cover. Maybe we'd like to actually make that 23, but it can't be too bad. The thing about this is that he doesn't want to make the bar point from the ace or the 20, because having the 20 and 18 together, not so strong. 24 and 18 isn't really a back game anymore. So yeah, I guess this checker is just going to move and he's going to be committed to his 24-20 game, which he just doesn't love. He can stay parked there though and work on his offensive structure now. Yeah, I like that play. Looks nice to make a board point. Anna with the 2s. Is this going to fill in the deuce point? I don't see a lot of value in hitting loose on the 7. But maybe it's a little stripped to go for the deuce here. Maybe just advancing from the back is fine. Yeah, she's probably got the right idea there. Looks like it. What does she find instead? This 13-9? Okay. Maybe that'll make that one easier to clear. Yeah, that shows up. Wow, look at this. This is best play actually on plus plus afterward. Nice find. 5-2. Sees a lot of the board, kind of makes it hard to get direct shots on all the points anyway, so it does look like it rates to clear pretty safely. 5-2. I don't think we want to change any of our anchors here. Coming off the 18 seems fine too, so maybe 18-13 and then like 8-6 would be my sort of play. 18-11, fine too. But yeah, if we don't move the checker on the 18, then we have to play pretty deep in our board, give up the 10, something like that, something that we don't want to do. And I think he sees that and is going to work on some sort of other option. Nice play. And now Anna wants to think about the cube again. I mean, again, like, I'm interested what it would be for money. Still doesn't look like quite enough. Getting close for sure. But at the score, we definitely need to slow down. And it's going to be sacrificing quite a bit of equity to get this in this early. She's going to have to be like near winning it and likely to transition to too good in this kind of position before she can have a cube. This just makes the 4 point, I do believe. I think we want to keep the 10 instead of the contact from the 13, but that I'm not sure about. Could be better to stay back somehow. 6-4 is going to either make the 2 or come around to shots. Sure, let's just make a point. We got all kinds of timing on the front. Leave the 16 later, and our opponent is about to have to release something too. So we might be able to escape with tempo. I think now it's time to stay pure and just play 10-4. Yeah, leave the aces. They don't hurt too much. We can still enter on the 20 or 24. The threat of hitting isn't actually that big. Just kind of buys timing. But escaping, you know, and then only have to clear against the 20 point and the 24, it's not going to be enough to really, for Geoff to play out after that. So that's the big threat of the position. And for normal scores, we'd have like a fairly clear cube because of the lack of a real back game here. But at the score again, still like pretty like large no double and a super easy take for Geoff to get back in this match. So Anna wisely waits again. Ace 3, I think it's still worth hitting to buy time to get home and winning a few more gammons. Sometimes we worry about generating timing with this kind of play at this phase of the game. I don't think in this particular game that that's a big concern. I think the timing's fine, not really getting better. And Geoff would be happy to run off one of those anchors whenever it comes to that, if it goes that way, and save more gammons as a result. And now we see she does. Interesting. Oop, let's played that forward too fast. But we missed a cube on this one. We'll take a look afterward. She's looking at just clearing the 8 point with that 4-2. But yeah, so I think the market loss of just having to clear in against this, that makes sense. We're probably like too good for normal scores or something like that. But yeah, here, look at this. Yeah, I imagine we're taking a roll. It's so close. Those are so hard to figure out. So I think she's probably going to tend to just continue to roll in a position like this. Maybe miss a few like cubes according to XG along the way. But what can you do? I think it feels fine to just clear the 8 point here. I don't think we're too worried about stranding the blot on the 16. And the only other option is to come in direct range against a pretty good board. We cover the outfield when our opponent hops out with 6s and 4s. So lots of nice things going on this 4-5, for example. Now, if Anna can't get by this, like rolling a 6 is a great path home, but not rolling a 6 leaves a lot of forward chances immediately for Geoff. So she misses a large cube on this one. Okay. We're going to look at those details too. The threats of it were enough to like cash in on what's likely to happen. Yeah, staying back is going to reduce shots to 5-5 and ace-5. If she advanced, it would be a 5-2, 5-6, 1-2, 1-6. Quite a few. So good find there. 5-6 is just going to hop past. And let's look at that cube last roll. Huge double, huge take on the gammons. These are tricky to find at scores. It's hard to know when that balance is just right to send it. And you tend to do fine to just kind of play and roll through it. She's got instincts that she needs to be thinking about it, but now she's passed through to too good. And would Geoff still pass this? I don't know for sure. And it's not going to hurt you too much on the equity to send it. So great opportunity to send it if she can sniff this one out. Even though XG says the small preference is to play on, well, if you ever get a take from your opponent, then this is a hugely good cube to send. And he will take it. He's going to play it out with that match deficit, ignore the gammons, and hope that the double anchor wins are going to be enough. But this 5 deuce or 5 ace game is just too weak. So misses an opportunity to get out of this for one, and will maybe play on to go to Crawford or could win the match on a backgammon here. Unlikely, but lots of things can happen now that he's gotten into it. And of course, just recubes with a shot are going to come pretty quick as long as he has winning chances on it. He's going to reduce the gammon price so much to turn the cube to 4. So I expect very aggressive recubes with this, and that's probably the plan with taking. But this could be a really fast match the way it's going. I don't see much other than 2 off. Nice play by Anna. 6-4. I think it's going to have to release one of the anchors, and the 20 doesn't look like it's doing that much work for us anymore. So what if we play 8-2 to cover? Yeah, this should be fine too, but one way or the other, we have to come off the 20, I think, and leave one checker there. Yeah, having the board kind of nice. 4-3 could work on clearing the 6, or it can take 2 checkers off. I think we're getting a little bit stiff to take 2 off, so my instinct is to start to clear this point. Oh, but we can do a little bit of both. That's fun. Okay. 6-3 and 4 off. Yeah, prevents like immediate shot levers too. Okay, but she's going to go peel 2. Which is going to increase... No, it doesn't increase gammons or backgammons. But I'm sure that's probably what she felt like she was doing with that. 5-4 is going to play to the ace. Ace-6, going to take a checker off and just advance 4-3. Okay. And so she's managed to take quite a few off where even if she gets hit, it could be difficult to lose. That's good. That's the good news. But the moment of truth is coming. 6 is covering. 4 is coming out. Sure, we got to give up something. We got to keep the ace till the end. We don't have time to hold the double shot anymore. No 5s, fortunately, so she can just play the 4, 6 to deuce and avoid a shot for one more turn. 2-1. Geoff is completely ready with the closed board. And Anna looking for a way to clear that 6 now. 4-2 is going to do it. Beautiful roll. Beautiful roll. And we'll see... I guess with the closed ace point, it makes the coup classique a little bit less attractive if we get that deep into it. But I think he will stay for it to try to save the gammon and avoid getting to Crawford. 3 off with the double 3s. Hi, Marcel. Thanks for joining us, everyone that's in here. 6-2 is going to be forced to run one more. 3s up are pretty bad for Anna right now. Going to leave a double shot. And she rolls the 5-3. And now, with chances to win if he can hit 2 checkers and losing a gammon often when he misses, is this worth sending a cube? I don't think he wins clearly enough when he hits, but the redouble is tempting to like pause and think there, and he can just like save a gammon by hitting one of them too. So quite a bit of value in that too. And then when it comes back to his roll, now he thinks he has the recube. I think he's right here. Yeah. And massive pass. Wow, what a crucial turnaround there. The sequence of the 5-3 and then the ace-3 to hit 2. And Anna's going to let this one go and goes from nearly getting to the Crawford game to Geoff getting back in this match, a 9-away, 5-away. Big swing for him. Yeah, those when it's 3-away and the cube's actually dead, those kinds of positions can be recubed with just the shot. But with the 5-away, we can just hit and maybe save the gammon, lots of things like that. All right, 9-away, 5-away, 4-1 to open, standard splitting play for Anna. 4-1 gets to hit 2. And very aggressive score. Cubes coming at this score for Geoff too, even though he's gained 2 points. Very hard at 5-way for Anna to find recubes. And a gammon gets him even in the match. I guess, yeah, with the racing lead and the impure structure and everything, sure, why not? Why not just run back here? Why do we want to give up our 8 to make the 3 or something like that? Double 3s is going to make an anchor in the 5 point, I think. Close enough race that I don't think we want to stay back on the ace anymore. Oh, we can make the bar point anchor instead. Very interesting. Okay. I really like his idea. Double 3s. Can't get to safety. Can't do a lot to clean up the 9. What's the best idea with here? I think with the racing lead, we don't want to leave the 9 there. So maybe we are going to make this... We could... I don't think we want to give up the 8 to make the 5 either, because we need landing places in the outfield. So maybe we just play 9 to 3 and like, could we play 13 to 10 with it? This is confusing. Nothing looks very good. I struggle to put 3 checkers behind the anchor too. But I guess 9 to 3 and 13 to 10 seems like the thing I'd do, but we should just leave the shot. Wow, that's hard to find. That's very difficult to me. Just volunteering in a position like this when we're outboarded, but I guess our opponent doesn't like to leave the anchor. We want to stay a little more pure than this to get home. Oh, I didn't update it. It's not undefeated final. Sorry, someone asking what stage we're at. This is the second chance semifinals. I'll get that updated when I get a chance. Yeah, this was the play that I would have seen too. Totally understandable. 3-2 covers the ace. 5-3. It looks like it can clear a point of contact to work on the race here and get rid of the 13 point. This is, let me work on this title too. Second chance. And semi-finals. All right, we'll move everything around now too. Yeah, what is she? Okay, so she doesn't want to give up the contact and plays behind instead, it looks like. Understandable. Makes some points too. And the 5-1 is going to play down and get ready to build more board, okay? And now I think she's going to be forced to do some clearing. We can make the 7 point, which is just a beautiful landing point here. So I think this one she'll find. Yep, and even with the match lead, with this big racing lead and playing a single anchor game, she can find a cube at these kind of things. Could be reasonable already, actually. I don't mind this too much, but maybe the work of clearing the 15 is enough and the open 5. Maybe not a ton of market loss here. So I think find a weight as well. The 10 probably just serving as a point of contact here. So I'm inclined to clear it instead of covering the ace. Looks a little strippy there. Yeah, a few too many points when we're just trying to come home safely, and these spare distribution looks so nice to me. And what is she ends up covering the ace instead though. Okay. I think what she's seeing is that she wants to block double 6s, I guess, right? But I think she wanted to have a landing point for that 15 still. Still wanted a bridge linked to it. Which I'm sure is true there, but it just, I guess the distribution a little bit more important here. Sixes, I don't see any play other than, I'm going to give up the midpoint. I don't want to bury 2 checkers to the ace. It's a close race, so it's kind of tempting, but the close race means we don't need the contact either. So I don't know, it's just a lot to throw 2 checkers out of play and hope to still play for contact later. All right. And all 4 down, okay. 5-1. Yeah, I think we're just going to work on clearing from the rear now. Does this even leave any double 5s as the only shot by advancing that ace? Yep. So that looks like a nice play. What is John doing with these 3s? Yep, his board is all ready, and he's gained ground in the race. So now it's like a very even game that we're seeing here. Oh, cool. We got Daniel Sorensen too. Lots of people in here. Tiberio. Exciting. Thanks for joining me in following the Gibraltar action. 6s. Okay. Right back to it. This is a little bit awkward for clearing the 10. Maybe that contact is going to be good enough to generate takes, but she's going to be happy with a 19 pip lead and close to clearing. Yeah, this looks like a pretty trivial take for Geoff, even if it comes, and I don't see too many clearing rolls yet. So maybe I'm still even waiting on the cube in Anna's shoes, but we'll see how she decides to treat her match lead here. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, right on the borderline. Super interesting. 1-6 gets 1 checker by. And so now she'll have the sort of obvious 3-4, maybe needing to volunteer a shot, you know, a 6-2 or something like that. We like to capitalize on the upside when it goes that way. 3-1, he's going to bury 2 checkers by advancing from the 5. Maybe he should just bury 1 to the ace and slot the deuce. Seems a little bit better. Yeah, the ace there seems fairly key. Yeah, I think this keeps the most alive. I like this play. And waiting on his opportunity for an amoeba split or something like this. 4-2. Is this leaving a shot already? Nope. Nope. We can avoid it for 1 roll. And I think it's worth it to try to let our opponent crack here. So, yeah, I love the 6-2, 3-1. Not thinking about the cube either. It's gotten a little bit uglier. So 5-3. What is Geoff going to be able to do with this? I really think he needs to have his board for the contact with this big deficit in the race. So I think he's forced to run with 1. Sometimes that's different when the 6s are what's coming in, but this position, it just looks mandatory. 6-1, 6-2, 6-3 are, of course, all great shots for Anna. 6-6, 6-4, 6-5 can play safe anyway, but they don't hit at least. Okay. Nice find. She's not going to think about a cube after him running, even though she's got some pick and pass numbers. And 5-3 is either going to clear the 6 or leave a shot. And I think Geoff has decent time to wait now. She can go for the hitting variety too. Okay. Maybe this cleans up best. I'm not even sure which best one. If we clear from the 10, we just leave a single ace shot, but it doesn't always clean up, I guess. All of these seem like real compelling candidates. But cleaning up the 10 seems to get us closest to home. So I think I would probably tend that way. But her first instinct of hitting is best. And clearing the 6 and clearing the 10 is worse by a lot. Interesting. Okay. So we clear the 6 here, even though we almost never do that. Here it's worth it to just like wait and not leave a shot and see if we can get home with sets or some sort of pick and pass number instead. So yeah, interesting single checker back defense. I think we're just playing 13-3 here and staying for contact, right? Yeah. Seems like it's going to be hard to win the race if we just take the pressure off. But I guess he's worried about playing that checker too deep. Or maybe he's thinking about this 6-2 variant. I'm not sure. But doesn't seem to be a huge difference between those. Yeah, I guess we save a 6 to stay back for contact if we stay outside. Okay, okay. That's probably the idea there. I think I would probably make the mistake of just playing 13 to 3. Both players with plenty of clock time here too, so he can afford to spend some time thinking about what his best path to victory will be. I don't think he's afraid of keeping the contact. Yeah, we're seeing him play it from the midpoint. That the 13 to 7 part is for sure. Then surprised, yeah, he's got good instincts to really be thinking hard about this 4, that it could have a lot of importance. So he comes down there. Still no pause to think about the cube. Yeah, I mean, it's getting pretty ugly. Board's too good. 6 and 1 is one of those numbers, though, where we get to pick and pass. And so we have 6, 4, 5, 5 from the roof. A fan, no good. And is this enough for Anna to think about it now? Still has work to clear, but seems like the race is really good. Tough to take on the contact here, too. So, yeah, no gammons in play. Gets to send it. And will Geoff try this? We saw him take pretty deep in the last game to turn that one around. But this one doesn't, the wins just aren't present the same way that they were in the last one. It was more of the gammon threat that was so ugly. Maybe here when we just see our contact so weak, we pass it. But no, he's going to play this one out too. Okay. He's adjusting quite a bit to this deficit in the score and trying to get in the recube wherever he can. Which, fine idea, but I mean, he just does a little bit better to pass the score by the math, apparently. So 4 is going to come in deep for contact, play 7 to ace, and this should be his last chance to get a shot and try to turn this around. 5-1, he's going to get it. Anna's going to advance 7 to 6 and reduce it to 1/3 of the time that she gets hit. And a deuce up. He does it. And I think he can lift 6 to 5 and still win even when just on a fan here without closing it out. If she enters, I'm not so sure. But here comes the recube for sure. And huge pass here at the score. Yeah, so given that it's this big of a pass and the recube so difficult, it would have been, I think, a big mistake to leave that checker where it was placed. To leave it slotted. It's just unnecessary risk where it's going to change things quite a bit on the 6. Oh, someone says illegal play by Anna. Yeah, sure enough. She apparently played a 6 in with that. Wait, I don't think that's what you guys saw, though, is it? No, that must have happened earlier. Okay. I don't think it changed anything. I don't know. But she's wisely going to pass and move on. That's funny. I just transcribed it as though there were no illegal play through this whole thing. John and Anna practice the illegal moves. I like it. And 7-away, 5-way now. Okay. 2 very optimistic takes and rewarded with 2 points on each of them to get back in this match. So it's going well for Geoff now after a big deficit and relatively close match. Still some adjustment at this score, but feels a lot more in reach than it did at 11-away, 5-way for sure for Geoff, I'm sure. 5-6 is going to run for Anna to start. She'll still be able to cube with a decent advantage here now. Doesn't have to be as patient with the cube. 5-1, is it going to counter slot in response? I think so. Other option is to split and see more of the outfield for the inevitable down plays here. 4-2 is going to hit and play down, okay. Instead of making the 4 points, so there's a little bit of duplication there. 4-3 is going to, I think it wants to attack. It could make the anchor, of course, too. 4-6 misses the slot, but it can just hop out and try to race now that she has more checkers back and nearing full freedom. I like this play. And 6-4, does it hit anything? Yeah. Gets to the 14 point. Okay, but Anna going to be shooting at that blot on the 5 again from the roof. 2-6 is going to miss it. The 6 can just come around, I guess. Well, I don't see any reason to add additional blots or anything like this. So yeah, that seems like the idea. 4-2. What can this do? This can make the 4 points, I believe. Looks strong. What else can we do with it? And a 4-1 can't hit the slot, but it can make the 5-point point of her own. So many blots around that I think she was hoping to point on head somewhere to take a tempo away. But next best thing is making the best point on the board. So still an advantage in the position, I think, for Anna. 5-2. Geoff can't cover the 5 points still. He could switch from the 8 to the 3 now, but that doesn't seem so valuable in this position either. I guess the best, maybe just linking up with the 14 is the best progress he could make with this roll. It's so much fun being on delay with this, because then I get to see you guys experience the pain of the last game 3 minutes later in the chat. Backgammon 77 still wants to know what we're doing here. We're still watching backgammon. 5-4. I guess I can introduce another blot, but interesting. Maybe just running. Yeah. Not sure why we would find this 13-9, but they're close. Fine idea. All right, 6 gets the hit, and 3 finally makes the 5 point in the rack for Geoff. 2-1 is going to enter and maybe clean up the blot for now. I don't think she needs the distribution of that. She's going to enter high. The 23 seems like an okay place to be here. We're sad about it when our opponent makes both those blocking points. But I don't know. I think it's just nice to not have another blot involved when you're getting attacked so often in this position. But actually, we should spread out 6 to 5. Yeah, this 9 to 8 play really makes a lot of sense to me. But stepping up to the edge is quite a bit better. And best of all is just spreading out 6 to 5 and keeping our offense going ourselves. Okay. Tough one. 5-4 going to point on head. Oops. I put in the wrong thing. Sorry. Yeah, it is still going to point on head, though. All right. And then a 3-2 is going to enter and play to 6. Okay. Caught up. And now John wants to cube it. Yeah, with the race lead, a board advantage. Pretty much everything in this game and trailing in the match a little bit. He's going to adjust the Senate a little bit earlier. And he's found a very well-timed cube at 7 away, 5 away. I wasn't even thinking about it yet, but for sure. Shy for money, or for normal scores, but good at this score. And we'll see if Anna can still find the take here. Hopefully she doesn't over-adjust. Yep, she's going to play it out. Good decision there as well. And I think Geoff looking to follow up with an attack here. So probably 13-7, 8-5. Well, 8-3 seems like part of it for sure. And then why not bring material in after going for a play like this? Try to win a gammon. I like the decision. We can just hit from the 14 instead too. Okay. Interesting option. 2-4 is a fan. Geoff has lost his market by a mile. 5-1 is going to cover the 7 point, I think. I think that's good interaction with the ace, should she enter there. So I like that decision. Seems good. Oh, thanks for the commentator compliments. I do my best. Okay, we get to cover the 3 and come around. Maybe we want to step up with the 22 as well. Yeah. Oh, Sean says I'm in the top 20. Thanks for that too. Yeah. Yeah, I can think of 19 other commentators that are right up there probably. 4 cover. Oh, we can't, if we cover the 7, we don't have a 2 to play. So it looks like, I guess I don't know why we want to leave ace-6 from the roof either. Is it this important to make the back? Maybe we could just run and clean up like 18 and 5, something like this. Maybe I'm a little bit conservative with that though. Yeah, 22 to 16 actually a little bit better. Spraying blots around this far could be a little bit risky. Things can go wrong for sure with certain aces from the roof. But he's going to get away with it. 6-4. What is this one going to do? We still can't cover the bar point or close out, so I guess we're just making progress towards home again. Yeah, I like this play this time, the 16 and the 10. Looking to dodge an ace-6 or an ace-4 from the roof. 6-5 is going to make more progress from the back, still not making any crucial points. So interesting. Yeah, and it's getting pretty front-loaded to clean up 7 to deuce now, so maybe we do leave the ace-6 and play into the 5 from here. I think I like that a little bit better for distribution. Lots of returns from the bar, I guess, too, should we get hit. Oh, wow, and she finds it. That's going to hurt to not have cleaned that up at some point along the way and finally get hit on the bar by that. But 4-2, okay, he performs from the bar, puts her right back on the roof. And back in the driver's seat for closing this out, closing the bar. Stressful sequence for sure. Wrong 7 for Anna this time. Ace-6. Looks like that's just running from the back. Is he going to clean up the 7-6 this time? Yeah. He's seeing ghosts now and leaves the ace-ace with it too. Yeah, I guess that's probably best. Oh, and the ace-3 hits instead now. Amazing. All right. Anna's determined. She's not giving up in this game. 2-6 can't hit back from the roof either. It's forced. Wow, and now with tempo and initiative, there's a lot Anna can do with this roll to get right back in this game. Double 2s is going to make the 4-point. Does it need to hit for tempo to avoid being blasted off the board on the ace point? Maybe. Maybe it does. Wow, cleaning up the 10-point blot and just relying on our prime is okay too here. But I'm so afraid of the loose hits with the 5-4-3 that I think I'd probably go for the tempo myself. But it sure is going to be hard to catch up on the structure and purity after we make a deep point in the deuce. So she's going to start by making the 4 and try to figure out what other 2 she wants. And yeah, ends up with this tempo idea and looking at that too. Yeah, very understandable play for me. I like the idea. Geoff is going to throw the dice on the floor for a second. Thanks for liking the video for sure. Much appreciated. So ace-6 wouldn't have prevented the hit anyway, but yeah. Geoff just needs to make progress towards home. So it doesn't really matter how many shots it leaves on the bar point, I think. I think he just needs to hop out there. Reasonably close with the 10-4, has some timing to attack and things like that. Maybe giving a valuable tempo to Anna. But okay, here we go. Anna's going to get to hit. And I think make the bar point along with it, just in case Geoff should enter on the ace here. And then maybe the last one could be 8-5, pre-clearing the 8. Not sure why creating blots in the outfield would be stronger. Let's see, 5-6 fans though, and it's going to work out. Yeah, small mistake there. And now she's going to pause to think about the cube. The recubes at this score are very dangerous. I think it's going to be tough to get into a scenario where she can do that. But I do think she could be approaching favorite in this game at least. Still 50-50 here, okay. 5-3 is going to make another valuable board point. Nice shot. And if she gets good enough to like recube, I think it's going to be a compelling option to just play on too good. But Geoff's going to end that conversation for a roll anyway. Hits loose, I think plays into the deuce, and threatening closeout once again. The whole deck seems to play pretty good in either closing the board or hitting in the outfield next time when he plays that way. 6s and 5s out, 3s and 1s to cover. Looks very nice. Big swing on an ace for Anna here. And the 2-5, she can't hit it after all that work. 5-4. Ooh. Yeah, this one has to run. It can't cover. But it gets to hit when it blot back there, too. Okay, it's good enough. It's going to create a lot of gammons. Pretty nice roll overall. 3-6 is going to miss again. So now one roll away from a closeout. Most of the time we're going to do it, but 6-4 can't. Wow. He's having such a hard time bringing this game home. This is wild how he just can't cover blots in this position. The 6 in, and I guess maybe the 4 can come off. The distribution just doesn't look that good when we play 6-2. I don't know. Yeah, this is a weird one. And he does find the 4 off play. Good choice. Good choice there. That's a tough one to make. 2-4. Can he cover this time? Or at least rolling it. Well, I guess the ace covers as well. Okay, he can, but of course not without punishment. He's got to play 6-3 with it, which is going to leave a lot of the shot leaving numbers next time. But I think that's the best we can do with this. What else are we going to do? Oh, we could clear the 4. That's an interesting idea. That looks a little bit more even. Gives up a little bit too much with like entries and wins here. Could be difficult to clean up later when we could just have a closeout. . Look at this. He's really tempted by this avoiding the awkward distribution, but this is gonna get odd eventually too. He can still have a lot of issues very quickly just trying to clear the 6 with so many spares on it and nothing on the lower point there. 4s are gonna be awkwardly placed. So I don't know, like neither is ideal, but the closeout, getting the checker off the deuce to the ace and risking the 6s, 5s, and 6-5, 6-4, 5-4. It's a lot. Well, I guess the 5-4 doesn't have to leave a shot. 6-4 and 6-5 do, though. It's quite a few numbers. But I just don't know. Once we get past that sequence, then the position's looking pretty good. Where the open 4 is kind of a long-term liability in it. So strategically, I think it's just going to hurt for longer is the issue. All right, he does eventually find the best play there. Tough decision. Just such a difficult ride home here. 4-3 is going to clean up nicely. Okay, so he gets away with it, takes the checker off, and now he's cruising to a gammon. Likely to jump to a 3-way, 5-way lead in this match. First lead in the match for him, I think. Man, and it's been a rough slide for Anna here, too. I'm sure she's feeling this quite a bit. Starts with 6 unanswered points, and then Geoff comes back with 8 unanswered points of his own. Most likely. It's not determined yet, but it's looking that way. Takes the efficient crossover into the 6. I like that. 4-3 going to take 2 off. Okay. Oh, that was a magic trick of a roll. We've got more world famous tournament staff in the background watching on there. I don't know if you can see him in the shot or not. Maybe? Yeah. I mean, his head's cut off, but what can you do? Fills in the 4 to make sure that our sets of 4s are going to work later. Maybe that's a little premature, but probably fine. Wasting pips outside is always a little bit sketchy when you're trying to save the gammon. 3-2. When it gets towards the end, it might actually be the last chance to like make sure 4s work the next roll. Then you like to start to fill that in. But for now, she might just do that naturally later. So no need to waste the pip early. 17 gets to the 6 perfectly. And still, yeah, actually a favorite to save the gammon now with everything she's done here. Takes the 2 crossovers outside instead. So small efficiencies here. See if that's going to end up costing her. But yeah, she's going to need a set now after those double 6s from Geoff, and was going to need that either way. So not much changes there. It looks like we can get 4s or better by playing... 4s will work either way. Okay. I was thinking we could play 12-9 with it, but the 10-5 must be part for sure. Maybe they both work the same. Yeah, one of these. Where regardless, we're going to need 4s, 5s, or 6s most likely. Yeah, I think that's what the numbers are. And basically any decision she makes will allow her to get those. So one of these beautifully annoying positions where we have to count through it and they're all tied and it doesn't matter. And if we didn't think about it, we would have had the same situation. Can she do it? Can she save the gammon with a big set here? And the 3-1, no. Okay, and Geoff going to take off to this 3-away, 5-away lead now. Amazing stuff. And they're going to take a short break here. Okay. We can take that to hop over and take a little bit of a look at this match progression. This is always such a fun thing to do to me, for me. I mean, what a funny graph on this one, or a tough one to experience. There we are. Geoff never a favorite in the match, all the way down to 10%, maybe a little bit under it, near the end of game 4. And now he's clawed his way back up in big jumps all the way to a significant favorite, almost 2-1. 35-65 is the match equity, I think, at 3-away, 5-away. So a big lead here going into game 7 while the players take a short break. Man, it's a crazy game. We'll see. It's a roller coaster for sure. And this graph, I really feel like, always illustrates that very well. So we'll see if Anna can regain her composure and get back into this now too. It does, like I said, it's hard to be so far ahead, close to winning the match at some point, and then suffer like that big swing and 8 unanswered points. It's just, especially when the money matters and everything like that, the swings start to get to you, you know, and you have to find a way to still just play the best backgammon you can, and make good decisions, even though it's not going your way for a while there. So we'll see how this break treats her. That can calm down too. But as I said in the semifinals, loser going to take home at least 1,500 pounds, and the winner going to win at least 3,000, but moving on to that chance for 13,000 up top. So quite a bit at stake here in this match. Both playing it pretty well, getting some challenging positions and everything like that. Exciting one for sure. I'm going to jump over to an ad break really quick, but we'll be back with the conclusion of this match from 3-way, 5-way shortly. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll be back soon. Looks like the players are taking a seat at the board again. Getting ready to get started back with this 3-away, 5-away match score. Geoff Hall with the lead here. 2-1 favorite to win the match, roughly. After Anna got out to a huge lead in the match. It was as far as 90% favorite to win at some point here. So we'll see if she can get the ship righted here. Back on the right track. And she'll finally be the one with the aggressive score options. I see in the chat from John Barnes, he has inside information that she likes to cube aggressively to begin with. So I'm sure she will have no trouble finding early cubes at these scores either. But let's find out. At 3-away, it's going to be very hard for Geoff to send the cube to. Maybe this particular 3-away score is the least adjustment of all of them. Like, you can still get cubes in sometimes. But so 4-1 should be a splitting roll for sure, leading. Maybe Anna would have liked to slot with that to adjust the score at this particular one, but nothing too major there. 5s after the split is going to go for a blitz. And so this is one of those where on a fan, usually we would not be cubing with the checker all the way back on the 23, but at the score, for sure, we'll send it. 5-1, not quite enough. At the most sensitive scores, we would still cube this, I think, for the gammon threat, but I'm not sure if 5-way, 3-way is enough. We're getting close, though. But I think she needs some sort of loose head. Ooh, a point on head is probably going to be enough. If Geoff can't anchor here, very likely that we're going to go to 4-way, 3-way, I think. And 4-3, I don't think entering is going to be enough here. Oh, it looks like it is, though. I think she's still going to have a cube. I expect she's going to find it, right? Like, this feels quite threatening. Wow, it's right on the borderline, though. I was feeling like this was a lot stronger with a 4-point board to start. But I guess she has no material in the zone to really follow up on this attack. So reasonable to wait there. Okay, I'll take that decision. I do not know what to do with the 1-5. I want material in the zone, but I don't want to leave a double shot. So I guess just splitting from the back seems okay. But look at this. We can just play 13-7 and focus on that attack. That's so interesting here. Oh, she wants to think about a banana split. Okay. I mean, everyone loves to see it. I don't care if it's right or wrong. Be a hero for making that play either way. All right, 24-18. Comes up with sort of the normal thing. The 13-7, very interesting option there. 5s gets to point on the ace and turn into a blitz of his own, it looks like. Okay. I think making the 2 board points is worth quite a bit here. And it doesn't feel like it helps us too much to run from the back and cash in on the race when those could be valuable places to anchor potentially instead. So I like this decision. Geoff has turned this game around. Oh, 2-5 from the bar is huge. Anna gets to anchor on the 18 now. And now she's just like neutralized all the blitzing threat that Geoff has just constructed. And now Geoff the one again under the pressure to make an anchor of his own. Can't do it quite yet, but makes the nice 4-point board. And Anna will be looking to hit loose and still threaten on the blitz attack. 9s and 11s may be her best here. 4-1 can't do a whole lot though. I think it's just going to come down and leave a double shot. I don't see what other options we have. Maybe she's going to run through the breaking the board to hit sort of options, but the 4-point board, now that our opponent has this equalized 4-point board too, it gets even more important to keep up with that board advantage. And she still has an anchor that she can get to. It's going to be hard for Geoff to cube even when she's hit with this double shot 6-4, because she still has places to come in, still has this bar point anchor to contend with, and the score recubes are just going to be too painful. The DJ needs sacking, someone says. This is free music from YouTube. If you have better free music to send me, I'm happy to use that instead. Yeah, all right. I love the idea here. She wants to think about the banana split to buy some tempo here too, but it's like a double shot plus we have a weaker board. She's just going to come off the anchor though, okay, and go for it this way. This is big and opens up the attacking threat quite a bit for Geoff. Scary play to make there. No cube at the score, but there's a lot of volatility on this sequence for sure. And he gets to hit and anchor? Wow. So I think he's going to... That wasn't even the best play somehow? We should play into the 7? That's bizarre. Oh, don't get hit, I guess, is the idea. 4 comes in, only aces to break behind. And I think this is enough even at 3-away, 5-away to send a cube probably. Doesn't look too good or anything like this. Wow, we are very close to it though. At normal scores, we would be. So perfectly break-even decision pretty much for him. He can choose to play on for the gammon or claim it. He chooses to play on instead. and is rewarded with the double fours for that. What is the best thing we can do with the other two? We can bring 13 to 5 to work on the closeout or just work on escaping. This seems fine, something like this. Yeah, very close options. And Anna can't enter, so definitely Geoff is going to be playing on here, looking to bring material for the closeout. The 5-3 is going to link up first. Okay, seems good. Lifting that 7 to 4 does seem pretty nice there too. But he chooses to make the stack instead. 2-3, yeah, it takes the pressure off of rolls like this, leaving like that too. So he actually missed out an opportunity breaking contact this way. Now he's going to have a decision again too, but still way too good. 4-2 gets to cover the bar point. Yeah, no real risk, can almost always clean up or attack or whatever he wants to do there. Anna looking for something to take away the gammon threat of this position. 10 to 2 can cover and we can play 2 down. Sure. That looks fine. Maybe we're wasting a little bit of gammon saving pips by playing all the way to the deuce. That could be. But the imminent contact seems important. Yeah, so both ideas pretty alive in this position. And now Geoff has a decision again, but he has to find the problem rolls. And I think this one is one of these technically too good because what can you roll that's really painful? I guess a 6-5 can offer some turnaround potential. Maybe, I don't know, our small rolls can just lift. Most of the time we can just play in, and so he's going to go for the cash, try to get to 5-away, 2-away. And Anna feels like she's presented with a decision. This is an opportunity to get out of this game for 1 instead of 2. And so we'll see if she can find the pass. She does. Okay. Would have been quite a bit of equity to give up to play this one out. And on we go to 2-away, 5-away. This one, if we get into racing positions, because of take point math, Geoff can actually take a little lighter and send a little earlier and all these things. But of course, 2-away, if Anna can get in an aggressive gammonish early cube, she's going to have a lot of incentive to do that. So the cube's going to get turned early in the game more often than not. Three, 2. So because of that, all these aggressive reasons, she should play 2 down at this score. I like it. Always a close option becomes a little bit more clear and important. Geoff going to start off well by hitting though. At least it's volatile for Anna. So if she can stay in a blot hitting contest here, she's doing well. She'll get to enter on the 22 and hit. That's a good start. And Geoff just really loving to make an anchor here and play a simple game if he can. 2-1, not really going to do that. I think he can afford to enter on the 24. Maybe he should just split with it, actually, instead of bringing a checker into the outfield. My first instinct was to anchor there and play down, but then I noticed he'd still be ahead in the race with less checkers back. So maybe splitting and making progress towards home is a little bit better. John Barnes feeling the swing on these games for sure. I can only imagine, my friend. 2-1, I think probably a little bit better to make some... an offensive point, 13 to 10. The 22 is just a little bit weak to focus on right now. And why leave all the fly shots in the outfield? Yeah, I like this, Anna. And let's see what Geoff comes up with. Again, just would love to make any sort of anchor. I think even the 22 is going to be good enough to take here. The 3, sure, can just play down. It's a little deep to hit, but 6 to 3 seems like an option. Very close. 3-1. Could make an anchor of her own, but she's going to go for the offensive point instead. I think it is a better point and worth it. But pretty close decision. Maybe at normal scores, the anchor would be better now that our opponent's anchored as well. Would have prevented this 6-2, but what can you do? And Anna's got a decent priming threat against this 22. So things are shaking out okay for her. No way to really make another blocking point here, so I think we get moving from the back somehow. It looks like she wants to give up the 24. Okay, we could have thought about 22 somewhere too. But this will work. This must be a reasonable candidate. Yeah, where did that come in? Okay. 2-1 is going to hit, right? And then maybe just play down since the 5-6 can hit anyway. That's my instinct. I don't see a whole lot else, but it should leave a lot of shots from the bar, and volatility not what he's looking at the score, so maybe he's just trying to find some safe out from having to do this, but only play available. Got to play to win still. Okay, 1-6 is going to hit back. So this is a pretty good sequence for Anna. Even though Geoff has the anchor, there's enough gammon threat in this kind of position where she might be able to get something interesting in. Okay, a hit in the rack now. Very strong improvement for Geoff. I don't think it's good enough to... At least he'll almost never be hit if he switches. But how can we have the 6 and the 3 instead of the 6-5-4? I just don't see it. It's just too much better long term, even when our opponent enters high. Like if these two checkers come in on the 5 or the 4 and eventually they anchor there, it's just going to be really sad that we didn't just make the 5 and have the best 3-point board available instead. That will always be in front of all 3 of these checkers when we play this way. But he's really tempted by this tempo to play a little bit safer. This is interesting. Anna looks perplexed by the idea. Trying not to give any tells. Trying to stay real quiet and say like, oh, maybe that's a good play. I don't know. Let him go for it. Yeah, okay, so the 2s are going to enter. And maybe the best she can do with it is just hop past that 3-point and make the 21 now. Now that we've got that opportunity to anchor past the only made board point. I don't see anything else offensive to do with this. So yes, beautiful roll. And beautiful sequence for Anna. All the pressure on again. Geoff gets to make the 5-point anyway. Very nice. Cleans up 8-7. And last ace, we don't want to come into direct range, I guess. But we don't love to play the 24-23, but I think that's the best we can do. Seems like better than giving up a 6. Yeah. And that's what he's going to end up with here too. And Anna, yeah, just like a really needs a somewhat spectacular sequence, but has some ways to get in a cube at this score for sure. I think we're just playing really normal here, 24-21, 6-5. Normal, I guess I mean like not super flexible, just like quiet is what we're doing. I just don't see another option really. Everything else is going to break and it's awkward and puts us under some pressure next roll. But what better can you do here? 6-2 can't run from the back quite. So I think maybe in 11-5 and 23-21 is some sort of idea. Yeah, I don't see what to do with this. This looks really awkward. I guess I'm going to do that, but it feels like I don't really want the 6-4-1 combos to point on head and take away a tempo as well. They might not have had as easy a time making the 4 if I wasn't up there. But I just also don't see any really compelling other options. So, like, playing down into the 5 just seems like overrunning our position a little bit too much. Yeah, I think that's all you can find there. Double aces. Oh, beautiful shot. This can advance 10-9 and prime in that 22 point as well. And this is a very powerful position now. We might see a cube coming up very quickly with 3 checkers stuck behind this beautiful prime and an advanced anchor of our own, so our opponent has almost no offensive plan. Double 2s, enters, and I don't know if this does enough. This is going to clear the 13. Maybe there's still a lot of work to get like 3 checkers off the 21. But I don't know. I think the cube's what we have to think about, and it feels playable for Geoff for sure. But yeah, I don't know. This is scary. Wow, actually, it's very close to a pass already. Yeah. Okay. Initial instincts are good here. I started to talk myself out of it, seeing that we still had 3 around, but he's just so overrun and finds actually an inferior play. Oh no, and Anna's going to pass the cube up. Doesn't even think about it here and misses this positional advantage that she got that actually is like a perfectly efficient cube at the score too. Interesting. Okay. 6-4 is going to run around to the 11. 3-6 is going to overrun Geoff's position, and maybe she's going to see it now. This looks very brittle and very scary to play out. But it looks like she wants to wait for him to crack first. Okay. 6-4 is going to make the 6 prime. I think it could run instead. But this looks pretty strong. Yeah, even getting hit with the ace doesn't hurt too much when we have the anchor and the blots behind and everything like that. We have 3 traps behind structure. So, yeah, I'm not sure what else she's thinking about here. If we run off the anchor, like the second best play there we go. Okay, we see it now. And now the cube will be incoming, and I think Geoff should have an easier time passing it. But maybe she can play on too good for a roll here too if she wants. Yeah, we've coasted past. And it's not like I guess it's a decent amount of gammons. Okay, it's fairly clear. Thought it might be closer here because there's still some risk in cracking as she tries to run around or can get hit and things like that. But of course, for one sequence, it's never going to happen. She's going to try to cash it, and Geoff going to have too easy a time passing this one. Okay. Maybe she was hoping for an optimistic take. She's seen one or two of them. Now when she wants it, she doesn't get it. And we move on to 4-way 2-way, the most exciting score in backgammon. Very aggressive cubes coming. I've been studying the third roll on this, so I have a pretty good feel at this point, trying to write a book on it too. If Anna wins the opening roll, like how often she gets to send the cube, at least technically. 5-2, we'll have a chance to see it. I think we can play down with this, yeah, but she's going to split instead. Okay, so I'll be less certain of the cube action already. But 4-3, this is already just like a regular split and split roll. Should be a fine cube at 4-way 2-way. We'll get to see it, however he plays it. I think even the hit introduces a lot of volatility and things like that. Probably he's supposed to go for that with the split. He plays 2 up instead. And I think if we look at this should be, okay, we're like just shy. Yeah, very close to it though. 4-1 is going to hit twice. Very nice roll for her. Huge swing on this one. And 3-2 is going to miss. Now I think it's going to be a somewhat mandatory cube with the chance to make like a really strong board here. And is she going to find this? It's definitely different than our normal backgammon way of thinking about games. But yeah, she does know at 4-way 2-way she needs to be aggressive. And with no points in board, nowhere near a cube for money, I think Geoff should be able to find this take, and he does. Okay. Well played by both. Anna gets to cover both points and make the rack. Beautiful start. Yeah, we're going for that. I don't think there's any other crazy blitz kind of play to make even at the score. We're just going to take this long-term positional advantage and drive that home. And Geoff dying for an ace to anchor up or something to get him back in this game. 6-3 can escape a checker. That's actually a big step. Going to reduce the gammons quite a bit. Less fear of closing out 2. And Anna going to need to get some material in the zone to really challenge that single checker back. Maybe 2 down or something. We love to have a checker on the 11 to contain. Maybe 2 down. Maybe 2 down to just focus on offense. Yeah, I like that. There we go. We strip our midpoint so that if she needs to hit from it, that can be a problem. 5-3 is going to hit. It could point on head, but I think just trying to escape is much better. Sending a third checker back, taking material out of the zone. Okay, Geoff surviving it for now. 4-3 can hit back, and I think Anna will go for it with the rack here and the big board advantage. And could use a fan from Geoff or something to buy her time to progress around the board. Instead, she gets hit from the outfield and now has 4 checkers disconnected from the Farn Army under a lot of positional pressure there, but still has a much stronger board and given Geoff big problems that way. Going to go for the quad split and make sure she doesn't get hit on the fly shots. Maybe extra containment back on the 11's a little bit easier, better actually. And making the 21 could be worth something. Yeah. Yeah, I like this play a little better. Nice find. Nice find. (5-1). What can this do? This can make the bar point. Okay, doesn't get to escape the checker or hit, but makes his first offensive asset, which I'm sure he'll be happy with. 5-3 points on head and gets the blitz back on, so threatening a gammon again. She has 4 back to move around, but a really strong board. Ooh, and Geoff hits from the roof, sends a 5th back now. And threatening to just win a simple racing game now. 3-2 gets the return fire from the roof. I think we'll enter at the edge where we can come out with 6s and hit that way. Seems a little bit stronger for me. Covers more of the board. But yeah, so back to the original game plan. But a lot of work to do for Anna to bring checkers around for the closeout. Wow, and Geoff hits from the roof again. 2 out of 36 shots in a row. 6 back now. A lot of pressure on Anna's position. The 6 must need to hop out somehow. How about, I guess the 21 duplicates 3s, but I think it's a better anchor, so I like from the 22 as well. Yeah. 3-2 is going to get to hit. I do believe. And then where does it go? I guess it just continues around the bend. What is play B here? He has to leave a shot no matter what. Yeah, there we go. So hassling again with 6 checkers back, threatening a 7th. 4-6 cannot hit, but it can link up and make some outfield presence. So actually the 16 is a pretty big asset here. Big improvement to Anna's position. Going to put a lot of contact pressure on Geoff here now. What is this, a 5-1? Ouch. That does not do much. Oh, it can cover the 12, though. Okay, okay. That's a little more flexible than having to stack up the 6. Nice find by him. And 3-1 can make another advanced anchor and still keep the full contact back on the 24. I think for sure we go for that. Yeah. Okay, and she's got a pretty powerful hold on this position now. But of course, Geoff just threatening to break for contact and play a race. What can he do with the 6-4? Is the 2 putting enough pressure on the ace point blot to go for it? Perhaps, but clearing the 12 seems reasonable too. The distribution just looks so bad after it that I think, yeah, taking an asset makes a lot of sense here. 4-2, and now Anna was always going to have to pick something to go. What is it going to be? I think the double anchor hold feels like the strongest piece of the position, stronger than the 16 to me. But maybe 20-14 is reasonable as well. This is a difficult decision. Yeah, super close. But you only get to pick 2, and they both have their merits. So no big mistake available here. But she's going to have to think about what point of contact she wants to focus on. Ooh, Daniel has notes too. Okay, awesome. Might check those out. I've done a bunch of research already, though, while on my way. Oh, and this double 5s, I think, can make the ace and the 3 and potentially use the tempo to bring this game home. Even though it puts a lot of checkers behind the double anchor, I think this is a huge step in the right direction. But wow, I'm actually off. And while that would be a normal score play, at this more DMP where gammons don't count, it's not DMP, but where gammons don't help him, it's better to just play for the win and stay in front and let her keep progressing. I really thought getting rid of that contact would be worth it here. Very interesting. And he finds a little bit of both here. 5-4 going to enter high, so it works. Successfully reduces the contact zone for him. And that's going to reestablish for Anna the 16 point, though, so she gets a little bit out of it. Double 6s, wow, huge step towards home for John. Or for Geoff. (3-1) going to slot the back, and so now best Anna can do is prepare for trouble clearing the 8, 7, and 6. Double 4s is another big step. Okay, it's going to get rid of a lot of spares, though, and he can't clear any points. So maybe this actually brings him closer to leaving a shot. I'm not even sure that was a good roll, but it moves things along quite quickly. Double aces is going to get in reach of covering the bar point somehow, I think, so maybe just shifting both the 16 and 15 too. Yeah, that looks good to me. And 6-4 can clear the 7 point, but still leaves a gap and a lot of difficulty clearing that 8 point. Okay, so a lot of contact value and hope in this position for Anna for sure. 5-1 gets to cover the bar. 5 prime ready. And if she gets a shot, she's going to be ready for it. And Geoff likely to leave a lot of shots on this roll. 6-1 is one of them. He's going to advance to reduce. Anna will be a favorite. 20 shots to hit that checker, send it back, and potentially still win this game. The 4's missed, though. She may still get another opportunity. But I think she needs to keep both points. Play around to the deuce and probably break the 7 at this point. But that's a tough one to miss. She really needed that to stay alive in the match. And running out of chances here now. So Geoff already with an opportunity to lock this match up. 6-5 is going to repeat the shot, though. So we'll play the 5 in and take the 6 off to get off the gammon. And now last chance for Anna, most likely. 2 or a 1 to still easily win this game. And double aces will do it. Okay. So we're likely to get another game here. cover the deuce, hit the checker, and then try to get in range of covering the 7, I think is the plan here. Just barely surviving. That was getting quite scary for her. Still not all the work done. There's ace-6s from the bar and stuff. Geoff's been rolling like that so far in this match. So a big sweat for tournament life right now. Ace-6 from the... Oh my gosh, I can't believe he hit it. Oh, that's so brutal to hit the last chance shot. All right, she's still live in. She fans on the board. Oh no. Fans on a 3-point board, and now Geoff has some time to try to bring this around. And lots of returns from the bar here. Entering 6s, 3s, and 4s. 5-1, not one of them, though. What's the best way for contact here? We're going to enter on the 5. And... well, I'm not sure which one to block, but we should make one of the points, I think. 19 to 18, a little bit better for some reason. I'm not sure why that is. Ace-6 gets by. Oh, no. Okay, and I think he slimed out of this one. Looks like the match for Geoff. And he's going to move on to the second chance finals, knocking out Anna Parker, who's still going to take home a pretty good prize for the weekend, going out in the semifinals there. Wow, what a tough way to end it, though. That hurts. It's brutal to lose. Finally get the second last chance hit and lose to the ace-6 from the bar. That's amazing stuff. But that kind of dice rolling is how you win tournaments for sure. So Geoff looking scary in the finals of the second chance, which will be coming up in just a couple short hours. Probably a dinner break for the folks here. Playing at 2200 Gibraltar time, 3 p.m. U.S. Central time is what I've been told. So expect them to come back about 2 hours from now. I'll be back for that as well. We'll see who's on the other side of the bracket. But congrats to Anna Parker on her run here. Excellent job so far. And maybe getting a payout too is always good at a tournament. And Geoff Hall advancing from the UK to the finals of the second chance, potentially making it on to the finals of this tournament. All right, everybody. Wow, what a wild one. Let's look at that. This match progression is crazy. All but dead. Back to live. Back down to like 50-50 in a bunch of moments there where like Anna had big chances for gammons and just could never quite pull it through. Sealed the deal at 4-way, 2-way there. What a wild ride. This is what we're playing for when we come back in the finals too. But exciting stuff too. And enjoy your dinner break, everybody. I'll be back soon.
Cover up our shoulders, enveloped with to breathe. Stones laying flower beds, you arranged and rearranged them to fit. It's creative fingers green, like the perfect mother I'd ever seen. Creature comforts when we're cold, a cocoon to curling cuddle for.